The year we moved is the year they built the mill elementary school there. And then everything would have been Dillard and
turned out today for the block party, and I will pass the mic over to Jen. Hi everybody. Oh my. Yeah, you're good. Welcome to the Tryon block party. This is our 7th year. We started this in 2015, and it's been awesome. And it's grown every year. We've got some new and some familiar faces. We're just really happy that everybody could be here. We've got some exciting announcements. I think we were going to start with Bridget and Anne to pop on up and tell us about something.
John, the mic isn't working.
It's not.
You gotta hold it really close.
Okay, now it's working.
You gotta hold it nice and close, like an ice cream cone. Yeah. Okay, I want to take just a second. Bridget's gonna give us lots of updates about the sign and the project at the entrance to the neighborhood. And I want to just first say that I think all of us could say, every time I drive in, I literally pause for a second just to it's so beautiful. It looks so good. And it was so cool to see all of our neighborhood come together to make that happen. From so many people, and Bridget's going to talk about that. But we need to recognize Bridget Brantley, because the project would not have happened the way it did without Bridget. Bridget was the one who kept us moving forward, who kept saying, okay, what's next? And then what has to happen? And we all worked together, but Bridget was our driver. And so we owe her a huge thank you, thank you, thank you. And now she's going to come and thank the rest of us. I'd just like to thank the Academy.
Okay, so this has been a big project that I've said it many times. I feel like we have put the word unity and community with this project. And when we I didn't know if it was going to work. I just said, we got to put it out there. We got to see. I feel like this is maybe the time. We got to make a change. The road is done. Our sign looks terrible. We just need a change. And thank goodness that people really got behind it, because none of it would have been possible without all of you agreeing with it and liking it and getting behind it and contributing and helping and volunteering and just all of the things that go along with, trying to organize a community-sponsored project. So Kathy had given me a little update here with regards to the garden club. We managed to total $2,900 in contributions to the site. With costs for the sign, which we got a $1,000 grant, a neighborhood enrichment grant, thanks to Amanda. Where's Amanda? Y'all give it up. Because she's the one that told us about these funds that were available for the city of Raleigh.
I spied on the government.
You spied. And thankfully they liked our project. They gave us $1,000. So we had to come up with an additional $1,436 for the sign, which we did, and with the landscaping costs were around $600. So the current balance in our club account is $1,177.42, which is awesome. I think maybe that's the most that it's ever been in the club history. So that's really, and we can always use more because Serena and Julia. Okay, yes, these are the ladies who landscaped it, took their time, and devoted 5 hours of their day to landscape it up there. It's actually a bigger area than you think that it is. The plants that are up there should last us throughout the winter, but in the spring, we're probably going to want to redo a few of them, just, to keep it looking good. So, round of applause for Serena and Julia and Roger. Roger helped pull up the bushes, and Jeremy, our neighbor Jeremy. And Amina, yes.
I looked.
Well, I have
Supervise is what we call that.
I advise.
Yes. So in April, there was a group of people who went up, and I'm just going to recognize some names really quick. In April, it was Kathy, Janet, Matt, Mike, Zach, Dan, and Steve that went up front and helped clean up the debris, cut back the overgrown bush, all that sort of stuff. In June, Mike went up and cleaned and power washed the wall, and then Jen, Zach, and their boys went up and did some lawn work up there. They weed ate and all that. So in July, we got our money for the grant, which helped immensely. And then in August, Jeremy, Mike, and Dan went up and painted the wall. In September, Mike, Dan went up and demoed the old sign, which we still have, by the way, and we meant to bring it today. But, and Brian Hudson, I don't think Brian and Ashley are here. Brian helped haul some stuff off, so round of applause for them. And then in October is when the fun really began, because we were finally ready to get the sign. It took forever for us to get the permits for the sign, and then they had to order our letters. But October 1st, that's when Kathy and Serena and Scott and Julia and I went up front and cleared the bed to prepare for planting. October 10th is when the new sign went in. And October 15th is when Roger, Julia, and Jeremy planted everything. I'm getting to her. And Amina.
I literally don't know how to plan. I was just watching what they were doing.
So I want to give a special shout out to, first of all, Kathy Ray. Kathy is not here this afternoon, but Kathy really gave us the platform. She is the CFO of our garden club. She established it however many, 20-something years ago. She's the whole reason we even have an account to contribute to it all. So without Kathy, none of it maybe would have been possible. She really is she's the steward of our club fund. So round of applause for Kathy. A special shout out to Charlotte, because Charlotte created the flyers that went out to everyone with the QR code, and without her amazing graphic artist skills, we may not have, that process may have been much more complicated. To Gail and Eric Johnson, for their just support in general, but also your involvement with the junior youth group. And I want to recognize the kids from the youth group. So Anisha Sivayogan, Meadow with her sisters Sierra and River, and then two brothers from the refugee family that Gail and Suzanne and Kathy help with. And Gail will be talking about them in just a minute. Akbar and Omar, they went out on a rainy day and put all the flyers that Charlotte created on everyone's doorstep so that we could try to, drum up some interest in the sign. I recognize Amanda. Thank you for telling us about those, enrichment grant that made it possible. So thank you. And we got registered with the city on the neighborhood registry, which allowed us to rent equipment today for free, y'all. There's also a snow cone machine that we could get. We did not get that today. We will save that for a warm weather party. And also a very special thank you to Amina. Yes, because you have been wonderful. You've allowed us to use your water hose. We're all up in your yard every weekend, tearing stuff up. You've been so sweet and supportive. You've helped us plant. You always have something nice to say. So special round of applause to Amina. And then, of course, Julia and Serena for I tapped the two ladies that I knew. Who knows about a plant? Y'all definitely knew. There's a lot of people in the neighborhood that do, but I just had this feeling you two were the people for the job, and you were. So thank you very much. And finally, again, to everybody who contributed financially, because it wouldn't have been possible if the neighborhood hadn't gotten behind it financially. So thank you so much. Kathy said here in her note, we would probably still be painting that routed PVC sign at the front entrance if we hadn't have done this. We may not have an HOA, but we have something better. We have compassionate neighbors. And it's one thing that I do love and appreciate about this community of ours is that we can get behind a project, that we can get something done when we need to and we want to. So thank you so, so, so much. And I hope you like the sign, genuinely. And anybody who wants to volunteer to, Julie, there's a sign up to help water. And we're going to need, help just moving forward with things like weeding, and in the spring if we replant some of the flowers, that sort of thing. So please, if anybody's interested in doing anything like that, let me, let Julia, let Gail, let somebody know, and we'll help you. We'll help you do it. So thank you again, truly. I appreciate everything. And I'm not sure is Gail next? Or? Serena?
So if you are not part of if you are on Facebook and you are not part of the Tryon Pines neighborhood Facebook group, we would love for you to join. It's a great place where we communicate about things like the sign, about keeping the entrance plants watered. People offer up food that they don't want anymore. I don't know, all sorts of things. Like, hey, is anyone going to watermelon? We're not going to eat this. So if you're not part of the Facebook group, if you want to come find me or Jen, we will happily get you added on there. We want everyone to be part of it so we can be all connected on the World Wide Web, too. Who's next? Serena.
Hey everybody, my name is Serena. For those who don't know me, I started the past couple of years selling flowers that I grow in my yard. So instead of spamming everybody on Facebook, I thought maybe I'd put a sign-up sheet. So if you're interested, put your email over here and I'll let you know what's going on when I decide what's going on next year.
everyone. My name is Meadow, and I just wanted to share really quickly about a service project we're hoping to do in the neighborhood. So as you may know, we kind of talked about it a little bit. We have a junior youth group that meets here that I help to animate, and together we've done various service projects like food drives and cleanup efforts, things like that. And you may have noticed these orange signs around the neighborhood: do good, be kind, change the world. So in the past, the junior youth group has gone around the neighborhood and offered to help neighbors out with things like gardening, car washing, simple services like that in exchange for one of these signs, just as a way of helping out around the neighborhood and spreading this positive message. So we'd like to continue providing these services and extend the offer to anyone who might be interested in something like that. And if you are interested, please feel free to reach out to me or to Ms. Gill, and we can talk about setting something like that up. And if there's any junior youth who are like ages 11 to 15, we would love to have them come participate and help us out with that. And if anyone has an old sign, we're also able to replace those if you talk to Ms. Gill about that. Thank you so much.
Does anybody else have any other announcements? And that means it is time for the bike parade. The kids have been patiently waiting. So who is orchestrating this? A neighborhood photo? Yes.
I think last year we did the photo right here in front of the sawhorses, so if we just come in this little area right here, we could do that, and then we can get the kids to start off with the bike parade. Yeah, they're right here.
Where you going, Pepper?
I know. You guys stood in the middle of it 1 year. Yeah, there was How far are they going?
Look, Chase is down there blocking it. Oh, wait, watch those.
they have rats.
What? Yes, definitely. I love this color. I know, me too. Give me a hug and warm me outdoors. I got a scarf, but I should have put another hoodie on. Yeah, it's getting cold. It's only gonna get chillier.